fireworks right now. So good. I have a little bit of watermelon left over from yesterday in this bag, so I'm gonna finish this off. And then I've got my gigantic bowl of watermelon here, and I'm also gonna have this for breakfast. Now, I am not gonna eat all of this. This is a lot of watermelon here, pretty much like an entire watermelon. I'm probably gonna end up having like maybe 2/3 of this bowl. So anyways, let's go eat breakfast. So I'm actually very impressed that we still have watermelon because it is winter. And so the fact that we still have watermelon at our grocery stores is pretty good. And it's good watermelon too, which surprises me. Watermelon is like so my favorite fruit. So good. I mean, I made a good dent in it, honestly, but I'm so full. There's no way I can eat any more watermelon. So I'm gonna put the rest of this in a bag. But even though I am full off of watermelon, I can tell you like this is not gonna last me very long. I will probably end up eating again in a couple of hours. So I'll see you soon for a snack. Okay, so these are the supplements that I'm currently taking. I'm gonna take 4 vitamin C's, 1 B complex, 3 barley grass, and then barley grass juice powder. And then I'm gonna take 1 dropper full of zinc. And I just thought I was full after watermelon, but after having supplements with water, now I'm like super full. But it's okay because watermelon digests really quick, and so like in 10 minutes, I won't be full anymore. And now I'm gonna have some zinc. Okay, I think it's like 10 o'clock or something like that, and I'm already hungry again because even though I was like so full from that watermelon just does not stick with you for very long because it's just so watery and not very calorie dense, obviously. So I'm thinking pears. The pears have been pretty good lately. Like, I got all kind of pears right now. I've got like Camas pears and Seckel pears and like a Bartlett, Concord. Like, I got like multiple different varieties. So let's go grab some pears. So these are the Seckel pears, which are supposed to be, I hope I'm saying that right. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but they're supposed to be like the sweetest variety of pear. So I'm gonna have probably like at least 4 of these, maybe 1 of the Bartletts, and then also probably have a Camas as well. These are also really sweet and delicious. So, yep, that's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have a pomegranate, and I'm also gonna have some wild blueberries. So these are thawed out wild frozen blueberries. It was a cup frozen, but I think since they've melted, it's like not quite a cup anymore. I'm gonna have my blueberries and my pomegranates, and I might even have a pear as well. It just depends on if I'm still hungry after I eat this, so we'll see how I'm feeling. Full disclosure, this pomegranate is pretty sour. I am not pleased at all. It Normally, I would go and get like a teaspoon of maple syrup and put some maple syrup on top of this to make it a little sweeter, but I just don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like getting up and getting the maple syrup out, having to wash a teaspoon, everything getting sticky. I just don't feel like doing it, so I'm just gonna eat it. It's okay. Not the best. That is one of the downfalls of fruit, is like trying to get it when it's ripe. Typically this has been pretty good though, but today it's no bueno. Whew, a little sour. So after my blueberries and pomegranate, I changed my mind and I didn't want pears, I wanted grapes. So I've got a small-ish bowl of green grapes here, and they're like nice and big and juicy. And this is gonna be the rest of my meal for now.
So I'm about to go work out, but before I do, I am gonna eat a few more green grapes. I'm a little hungry and I just wanna be fueled up before I go work out because I do not like working out when I'm hungry. So I'm gonna eat a handful of grapes. And real quick, I also wanted to mention that if you're wanting to lose fat with a fruit-based lifestyle similar to the one that I'm eating, then you can check out the link in the description below, or you can go to paigeshay.com and you can find my course at that link. And if you're a real go-getter and you want to take it a step further, I am a certified fruitarian nutrition practitioner and a certified personal trainer, so I would love to coach you and be your accountability partner for helping you to lose fat on a fruit-based lifestyle. Again, you can just go to the link in the description below, or you can go to paigeshay.com, and I hope to talk to you soon. So now I'm gonna go ahead and eat me a few grapes, and let's go work out.
Today is gonna be back and biceps day for me, so I'm just gonna kind of warm up my shoulders. I'm just doing some arm swings and some circles just to kind of get my shoulders warmed up. And this is one of my favorite exercises to work my lats. This is one of my favorite upper body exercises in general. I really like doing lat pull downs. I do like to go nice and slow and controlled and try not to use too much momentum when I'm doing my lat pull downs. And I really like to get a full stretch at the top of the movement. And I'm just kind of repositioning my grip there because my fingers were slipping. I have to do that sometimes in these lat pull downs. And I'm really struggling on that last one. Next up, I'm gonna do a seated cable row. I don't actually have a seated cable row machine available to me, so I just kind of have to do it sitting on the floor, and I just kind of have to make it work with what I've got. And I try to kind of keep my body leaning forward just to work more of my lats rather than it working my upper back, because when you start to lean back, that's when it starts to work your upper back more, which is fine. It's just I'm trying to work more of my lats, and so I like to kind of keep my lean forward. Next up, I'm gonna do bicep curls. And it's crazy because I used to be very self-conscious of my arms, and I would always like wear long sleeve shirts and shirts with sleeves to hide my arms because I don't know, I always felt like my arms were just like, I don't know, like thick, and I don't know, I just never liked my arms. But now that's one of the things that I am most proud of. Weightlifting has really helped me to shape and tone up my arms in a way that I never thought was possible. And so I do like doing bicep curls. I am trying to, you want to keep the movement slow and controlled. Of course, sometimes it can be very tempting to use a little bit of momentum to get that weight up there, so I do try to go slower on the way back down. Although honestly, watching this footage, I feel like I could have actually gone a little bit slower on the way down. That's the thing, when you watch footage, you're able to like really see where you can perfect form even more. So I do like watching myself in playback with these videos. And next up, I am just doing a cable crunch, really trying to get in a good crunch at the bottom, really arching the spine at the bottom. That's really what works the upper abs. This is one of my favorite movements for abs. I love it because I'm able to progressively overload it really nicely by adding weight each week, and that's so important when it comes to building muscle and getting more lean and toned. And so I can't really do that with other ab exercises, but I can with the cable crunch, which is why this is one of my favorite movements. And now we have one of my least favorite movements, and that is captain's chair knee raises. I don't like these. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like them. I mean, I like them because they are really great for the lower abs. but they're just tiring, and like the time passes so slow when I do these. So I don't do very many. And now let's move on to dinner. I'm going to steam me some peeled golden potatoes, first of all. While those are steaming, I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Next up, I'm gonna take half of a cauliflower and I'm gonna slice that into like 1/2 inch thick slices. And I'm gonna place that on a parchment lined baking sheet. I'm gonna bake this at 425 for 30 minutes. When the potatoes are done steaming, I'm gonna put my seasonings over them and give them a good stir. I love smoked paprika. This is one of my favorite seasonings. I'm gonna put that on a parchment lined baking sheet and spread that out evenly and get as much space as possible in between them. I'm gonna put that in the oven at 425 for 15 minutes. While that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and make my sauce. I've got 1 tablespoon of coconut aminos, 1 tablespoon of water, 1 teaspoon of lime juice, 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, 1 clove of garlic, and half a teaspoon of freshly grated ginger. And I'm also adding a key ingredient, which is a 1/4 teaspoon of arrowroot powder. And then I'm gonna put this on the stove in a small saucepan over medium heat. And once it starts to bubble up, it'll get nice and thick, and that's exactly what I want. And once it gets to that thicker consistency, I'll take it off the heat. When my potatoes are out of the oven, I'm going to flip them and put them back in the oven at 450 for another 10 minutes. And when my cauliflower little slices are done, I'm going to take that off of the pan. They turned out really great. I was really pleased with this roasted cauliflower. I've also got a 1/2 pound of leafy greens with a pistachio dressing. And there are my potatoes and my roasted cauliflower with my dipping sauce. This dipping sauce turned out really good. It was like a sweet and sour, kind of spicy with the ginger in there. It was really nice. I mean, look at that. Come on. I mean, like, you can't tell me that doesn't look freaking delicious. Okay, so I have a full-blown sort of like buffet going on right now. I have roasted cauliflower with a like sweet and sour dipping sauce, which turned out so good, by the way, because I have never made this particular single serving of sauce before. Excellent. I've got me some roasted golden potatoes. Excellent. And I've also got me a big leafy green salad. This is 1/2 pound of leafy greens, although it doesn't really look like it, but it is 1/2 pound of leafy greens. And I'm just gonna enjoy this. I'm a dip kind of person, meaning like I like to dip my food in sauces while I eat. I sort of like to fix my food as I eat it. Like that's just like my vibe, you know, that's my style. So let me show you how I like to eat this stuff. So I'm gonna get me potato. We're gonna get our sauce. We're gonna do a little dip action. Look at that. Look at that beautiful sweet and sour sauce. Fireworks right now. So good. About an hour and a half or so after dinner, I was still hungry, so I had an apple with 1 tablespoon of molasses, and that apple wasn't enough, so I ended up having a second apple, and that still wasn't enough, so I had a third apple. So I ended up having 3 Envy apples with a tablespoon of molasses, and it was delicious. If you liked this video, then definitely check out this video on the screen. This is another one that I think you'll enjoy, and I'll see you there.